Hello friends, Jov here. This is Test-Driven Development Screencast. In this video, we are gonna be wrapping up the sign up screen. So we are gonna complete that one as we have planned in the previous episode. So let's jump straight into that one and see how that's gonna go. So as we have here, all we have to do is show the loading in the UI. In order to do that, I would like to actually write a test that will catch that behavior for us. So we have the sign up screen tests. So basically here we can have a test to see, to help us catch that behavior. So I would say display blocking loading. So what I'm thinking of, something like a UI that will be semi-transparent, and then it's gonna have a loading spinner, and then while the sign up is ongoing, we are gonna show that one, and it's gonna be blocking it, like the user interactions are not gonna be possible. And then once, like if we have an error or when we are done, it's gonna be gone, and then we proceed forward. So in order to do that, we're gonna launch the sign up screen with the rule. We are gonna type email. That's gonna be, let's say, kelly@friends.com. Then type password, some so we have from special characters and everything. And then I'm gonna submit this. And then I want to make sure that the loading is shown. Let's create a member function in the robot, and then this one's gonna be rule on node with tag loading assert is displayed, and then the loading is gonna be the rule. In fact, I can actually rule activity get string or string loading. I was thinking to hard code this one because loading is no. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna show a text with the loading on the screen. But even if I don't, it doesn't hurt to have it additionally and consider reusing that later. For example, if I want to put text as well, why not? So that's gonna be loading. Cool. And now one of the prerequisites for this test is to replace the user catalog with a delaying user catalog, and this we have to create here. So the idea is that the create user, which is suspend, and this is one of the benefits that I spoke, I think, in the previous episode about why would I go with suspending the interface function. So this, for example, flexibility that I have here is like really useful now, for example. So what I can do is I can delay for a second, let's say, and then return a user with I don't know, some ID. Doesn't really matter, because in this test it doesn't really matter. And then the email, and then the about. So one may say, okay, but you're adding artificial delay in a test, it will make the test slower and that kind of thing. So first of all, these are UI tests, and like having this additional second in the UI test is not a problem, but additionally, it's not gonna really take 1 second, because if the test is passing, it means that as long as the test sees that the condition is met, it's not gonna really wait for 1 second. If it's met like within, I don't know, 50 milliseconds, it's gonna say, okay, the test is cool, I see this is being present, and that's done. So please don't have any concerns about that. Right. Now, I'm gonna run, in fact, all of them, all the sign up screen tests, and watch this one fail, but also I would like to see the other ones passing, because it's a first run. Let's see if everything is working fine. So the display blocking loading, I think I have a typo there, or it is just not showing. No. So display blocking loading is not there because it expected exactly one node but couldn't find any node that satisfies the loading. That's cool. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'll go in the sign up screen, and here are when already reports that there is missing thing here. So what's the missing thing is the remind branch, which is the loading. So I don't really like how, yeah, the automatic thing, this one, add remaining branch or add else branch, didn't do the job that I wanted, so I'm gonna do that manually. So I need a sign up state loading. So what happens then? So what I can do is I can render here right away the blocking loading, but the problem is that it's gonna render below this box. So if I want to have some sort of colors or transparency and that kind of things, it's not gonna be really visible. So let's first actually see how that's gonna look, and then we can work only on the UI. We can leave the once we have the test satisfied, so everything's gonna be fine. So let's just create now a blocking loading composable. So the blocking loading is gonna be a box and then the box gonna have a modifier that's gonna be fill max width, fill max size, and then this box, I think, let's see if it has color or something, whether it is part of the, come on, no, I have to add, yeah, it doesn't have a color, but I have to add it as a part of the modifier. Not color, but background. So the background is gonna be, say, material theme, colors, surface, copy, and make it the alpha 0.5f, and that's gonna make it semi-transparent. Or let's maybe make it 0. I don't know, 7. Yeah, a little bit more towards the I mean, less transparent. So that's gonna be the box, and inside the box yeah, one thing that we have to do is for the content alignment, we want it to be in the center. And inside, what we need is just a circular progress indicator. And one important point that we should not forget about is the test tag. So it should be a string resource or string loading. And that's our blocking loading. Now, let's run the tests. And see if everything's fine. Yeah, so now, as we can see, the test is passing, which is great. And in fact, all of the tests should pass, and they do. That makes us happy, so we can check this in. So what happened is introduced blocking loading composable. So in order to for us to see it ourselves, what I can do, I will do a little helper thing. So I'll open the application module. And our in-memory user catalog, I'm gonna add artificially here a delay that will be, let's say, 1.5 seconds. I won't commit this, I'll delete this later, but this 1.5 seconds, whenever I call this create user, this 1.5 seconds will help me to see that loading thingy. So I can see how it looks like. So here I would also not also, but apply. Or it doesn't matter. With also I can use the it create a user, and this is a suspending function, so I need to wrap it in around blocking. You should never do this in production code, but this is just for testing purposes. So I'll do test email.com, password doesn't matter, about doesn't matter. So this is not going to be committed, this is not going to be checked in. I just want to have the in-memory user catalog to have some delay when I'm creating users, but I also want it to have a user, so I can it will reproduce an error when I try to create such user. So let's run the app now in the emulator. And now here, if I do the test at email.com and then add some password and a sign up. So as we can see, we see the spinner here. It waits for a second or 1.5 seconds, what we have had it here. So we do see it for a while. But as we can see, there is no this transparency that we are expecting. And afterwards it shows the error. So why we are not seeing that transparency? That's because this blocking loading, as I said before, just we did with the info message, it should be rendered here. So because this is all a box, which is sort of on like as a frame layout, the things are going one on top of each other. So the column is our main thing, and then we have the info message, and on top should be like this box. But what we are doing, actually, we are rendering here. So instead, what we should do is let's do something like the screen state. Oops. Toggle loading. Create member function, and let's split it so we can see it on the other side. So what I need here, I need is say is loading by mutable state of false. And then here I'll do is loading is true. And then here we can do if screen state is loading, then render the blocking loading. Let's run the app and see if that works. So test email.com, sign up. What am I missing? Special character. Sign up. Now we see that. So that's what I wanted. But as we can see now, the blocking loading is not hiding. So basically, we have to, after receiving this error message, this info message, we have to do something. So basically, we are calling here a function toggle loading, which actually sets this into is loading. But when we receive, let's say, bad email or bad password or any of these things, which are the duplicate account, like the actual errors, we have to switch that back to false. And these the errors are already calling function into the screen state, and the bad email and bad password, they do not. So basically, we operate here on the we are not operating on the same level of abstraction. First of all, we have to fix that, and on top of that, we just have to by calling a function, we'll be able to reset in there the things instead of like messing up here. So what we can do is screen state. So first, I'm not there is no way to encapsulate this by a shortcut, so I can copy this. So here I would say in fact, let's put it up because it's one of the first things that is happening. So fun show bad email. So this one should do show bad email. And this one, before setting the bad email, I have to, in fact, I think I don't have to do anything else, because for the bad email, the validation goes before, I think before we are before we are showing any loading or not loading. So yeah, I think I just encapsulate, that's fine. I'll do the same for the password. So fun show bad password, and here do the call to show bad password. Now I'm satisfied with all this. But yeah, what I had to do actually is here, when I toggle the info message, I have to say the is loading, I have to set it back to false. Let's try first manually. then I think I'll run all the tests because I feel a little uncertain about the things that I'm doing. So here I do test at email.com, then some password, sign up. Yeah. So now it works as I expected, because I'm resetting this one. And what happens if I put, let's say, yeah. Okay, that's cool. Now let's first run all the tests and make sure we're still good. And if everything's fine, we can check the scene and then, oops, there is already one failing test. We've got to see why. And then I think, oops, 2 of them are failing. Oh yeah, I think I know, because I left these first of all, I think in the application module, I should undo all of these and leave it as it used to be, and now run the tests. Okay, it seems like that was not the case. And yeah, it makes sense because in the UI tests I am already replacing whatever I have in the application module, so it shouldn't really matter. But let's see what's going on. So here it says it is not opening the timeline. And then let's see why. I may run only that test. Okay, I think I know. The problem is that it is not resetting the... So it keeps the state from the previous. I think so. No? Let's run manually the test and see. So what we got is, let's do exactly what the test does. Come on. Add friends up the password. And then sign up. Timeline screen is present. Launch, and then here we have the in. Oh yeah. Sure. Exactly. So it's my bad that I still that I left that one here. So now let's run again all the tests. Yeah. Now they should work. And then, yeah, one thing that I still have in mind is like this, the loading, the showing and the hiding. I think it's a little bit too glitchy. I think I'm gonna introduce a little animation to show and hide it, like with a fade in and fade out. And yeah, now the tests are working fine. Let's see where we are. So in fact, I don't need this delay. Sign of screen is loading by mutable state of, and then show the bad email, show the bad password is loading. Yeah, all fine. I think we don't need this one, but it doesn't matter actually. It's part of the resetting state. So yeah, so let's first check this in, and I'll say the UI shows a blocking loading yeah, sorry, the because we introduced it, but now the blocking loading is present on top as a transparent view. Okay, good. And as I said, now I think I have to go back again to into the application module, and in fact, no, or maybe, yeah, I think I have to still create create user email, sorry, test at email.com, whatever, and in here I'll add a delay. In order to see this, how it looks, how it feels, because I'm gonna work a little bit on the animation, and then let's open the screen. Yeah, now I think it looks way better because it operates on the same level of abstraction. So based on the state, it just calls a function the screen state, and that's pretty much what it has to be. So now here, instead of this if, which is also a good sign that here this operates on a little bit on a different level of abstraction, but I mean this if here, the condition itself. So what we can do is we have to call this with passing in there internally the is loading, and then here we're gonna take the is showing boolean, and then we can do animated visibility for the box, and I think we need to add the opt-in. And now let's say the enter is gonna be fade in, the target come on, fade in, sorry, here is the start initial, okay, initial alpha should start from 0, and then animation specs, I want this to be tween with duration 150, and linear in. That's the easing. And for the exit, I need fade out. This one has a target alpha, which is also 0f. So when it's faded out, I need it like no transparent at all. Animation spec is gonna be again tween, duration 250, and the easing would be linear out. That's about it. That's my animated visibility. And then, yeah, I think let's see how this is gonna look like. Oh, I'm running the tests. Okay, that's okay. Let's see if we didn't break the tests. Of course we did because of the delay that we added in there. So I think it doesn't make sense to run them. So let's don't wait for them. Rather, let's run the app. So here I'm gonna say test at email. I think I need to match the same email in order to reproduce the error. And now I think it shows nicely. That's good. Okay. And then yeah, let's check in, but not the I think I have to remove this one and this one. So only check this in, and that should be animate the visibility of the blocking loading composable. And that's about it. Let's now make sure that the tests are running well. So select the tests and run. Now all the UI tests should work fine. All the other tests. What's again? I think something I missed. Maybe it didn't reload. The fact that I have not included yeah, indeed, I'm not including the changes in the application module. Yeah, everything's fine here. And what did I select? Sign up screen test. So sign up screen test, and then I run them all. Gosh, what's going on? Let's run manually and see. So I have the app and I do why is this delay? So because now the module is using the in-memory user catalog, and the in-memory user catalog does not introduce any delay here, so it should be instant. I don't understand. Maybe let's uninstall and install again. Maybe some, I don't know, some cache is going on. So what I'll do is Gradle uninstall all, make sure the application is being uninstalled here, and then run the UI tests, because I think there is some caching that is going on. Okay, and now I'll open the sign up screen test and then run. Now it will take a bit more time because of the clean in the Gradle, but let's see. So this test basically should go instant. Yes, there shouldn't be that loading. So there was definitely some caching going on. Now, yeah, as I said, I think if all of the tests are green, we are pretty much done with the sign up screen. We can definitely, yes, they are. I think everything is checked in. Nothing is really missing, and that's great. So yeah, I think what we can do now, we can declare a victory on the sign up, and we can start working on the timeline next. Of course, in the sign up we might have to add a link to login. For example, when you open the app, we're gonna show the sign up and then a link to login in case you have an account, but that's gonna be something that we're gonna work after we have most of the functionality of the app. For now, I think that just creating an account is enough. Now we can focus on the timeline and displaying some friends, following friends, unfollowing, that kind of things, and seeing their posts and that kind of things. Actually work on posting the things. So I think that's gonna be it for this episode. And I'm actually glad that we have managed to complete the sign up. I really hope you found this one nice and you liked it. So let's see how that's gonna go on your side, and I'm listening for your feedback. Thank you so much for the time and attention. I'm gonna catch you in the next episode. Cheers.